Order. The Oak Lawn Board of Trustees regular meeting agenda. We are meeting in the Village Hall Auditorium, 9446 South Raymond Avenue. This is meeting number 2023-11, and it is Tuesday, June 13th, 2023, 7:30 p.m. Call to order, Madam Clerk.
Mayor Vorderer.
Present.
Trustee Olejniczak.
Here.
Trustee Mallo.
Here.
Trustee Stalker.
Here.
Trustee Desmond. Trustee Soch.
Here.
Trustee Pembroke.
Here.
We have a quorum. Please join me for I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, it's always a great pleasure to start our meetings with recognizing a young man from our community who has achieved the recognition and award of an Eagle Scout from the Oak Lawn Boy Scouts. I'd like to call Harrison Brandt to the podium, please.
What?
Okay, wait for me, Harrison.
Okay.
I know you want to speak.
Yeah, you got the cameras
Okay,
out. I
big
was like not
speech.
ready for it.
Okay. No, years and years ago, I was the father of an Eagle Scout. And I know how much work you had to do to get there, but I also know how much work your parents had to encourage you to get there. But it's a great accomplishment if you'll carry it all your life, and it'll open up a lot of doors for you. My son didn't quite do good on his SATs, but he went to Bradley, and when Bradley saw he was an Eagle Scout, he got in. So I'm sure it's going to open some doors for you. Let me say, the Village of Oak Lawn proudly recognizes and congratulates Harrison A. Brandt on achieving the rank of Eagle Scout, and we present this plaque to him on this day, June 13, 2023, signed by myself, Mayor Vorderer, and our village clerk, Claire Henning. Our trustees, Tim Desmond, District 1, Alex Olejniczak, District 2, he's your trustee. Paul Mallo, District 3, Jamie Pembroke, District 4, William Soch, District 5, and William Stalker. I'm sorry, Bill. And Ralph Soch. Congratulations, and we expect great things of you.
Wait.
Yeah, sure.
Harrison, you can't go anywhere. You can't go anywhere yet till your mom and dad come up here. I believe you have an older brother that's also an Eagle Scout?
Yes.
Yes,
So
yes.
that's two Eagle Scouts in one family, and then I see the other supporters from the Scout group that they're in.
Get mom and dad in on this.
And I will tell you that you are one of at least 5 within the last 2 years of Eagle Scouts. So it's a great program, and they have great leadership.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 2 more out in the crowd. But you should be very proud that you are not following your brother's footsteps. You're equal with him.
You got something you want to say?
I don't.
Oh, you don't? Say thank you. Thanks to mom and dad for your. Okay. Thank you. Congratulations.
Can I ask you a question? Who pushed you more, mom or dad?
Probably mom.
Really? Find that hard to believe.
Always. All right, we're getting into the meat of the meeting, so I know you guys want to go celebrate. You can leave now if you'd like. Okay.
Let us know if anything good here.
Okay, good. Okay. Yeah, it'll be on TV. You can watch it again.
Okay.
Okay, thanks. All right, we have a Oak Lawn Police Department scholarship presentation. Chief, you want to step up to the podium?
We like clapping for you, Chief.
Okay. Thank you. Last year, the Oak Lawn Police Club started selling these yard signs right here. They say support Oak Lawn Police. I'd like to thank, first of all, the residents for supporting us and buying these yard signs. I'd also like to thank the board for helping us get the word out. With those yard signs, the proceeds went to a scholarship fund in honor of Ruben Flores. Ruben was an officer here for 20 years. Unfortunately, he lost his battle with cancer in 2021. So it was the idea of the club and the other officers that we create this fund in his name. So the first winners ever of the Ruben Scholarship Fund are Connor Clancy. He is attending University of Iowa. He's a business major. And Elizabeth Schmidt. She is at Ms. U, and she's a psychology major. So I'd like you both to come up, please. Connor is the son of Commander Clancy. His wife's there tonight, too. Elizabeth is the son of Lieutenant Joe Schmidt, and his wife,
Daughter.
oh, sorry, daughter. Daughter of Lieutenant Joe Schmidt, and his wife is here also. She's a former Oaklawn police officer. So without further ado, Steve Dodona is the vice president of our police club. He's going to present them with their scholarships. I'm going to have you both bring your parents up and say a few words. Okay, maybe not. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you for all the good work that our police does. All right, we have a Nicor presentation. Somebody from Nicor in the audience today? Thank you.
Hello, my name is Alex Goss. I work with Vector Services, subcontractor for Nicor. And we do have a PowerPoint, but it doesn't look like we have it up anywhere. But I have some notes, so that's okay. So we are Vector Services. We're a veteran, service-disabled, veteran-owned business, and we do sewer inspections and underground utility work. We work in 13 different states, and for Illinois, and we have a corporate office out in Collinsville, yards in Aurora, Bensonville, South Holland, really all over the place. And if the name sounds familiar, it's because we're currently working on a project in Oak Lawn on the Nicor legacy side. So this project is Nicor's post-prevention side, which is a little bit different. So the legacy was dating back to an install from the 1950s, where there just wasn't much documentation, and so we came out to verify what they did back then. This new project was installed, completed in December of '22. So the time frame moved up. This is kind of the new standard for Nicor, where they do a gas installation and they have us come out after the fact more recently just to be proactive and verify that there are no issues. I'm kind of jumping ahead, so I'll wait for that. Next slide, please. And we just covered that as well. That's just some more documentation. Like I said, service disabled, veteran owned business. Myself, I'm Alex Goss. I'm the superintendent for Illinois and Indiana. For the last meeting we were here out in March was Mark Trueblood giving the presentation. That's his contact info there. And then our guy in the field is Dan Evans, boots on the ground. So his contact info is available if anybody needs it. Next slide, please. So what are we doing? So basically, like I said, Nicor was out within the last 6 months doing a gas install. In order to verify that no crossbores are made, we have to inspect the sewers. We do that by using a sewer camera. So we try to be as minimally invasive to the community as we can, and we do that by accessing the sewer mains in the right-of-way and in the roads, and lateral launching to the homes. If we are unable to do that at that point, we'll contact the homeowners, we'll knock on the door, ask for permission, and we also have mailed out letters, so hopefully those are starting to roll in. And that is a representation of what we're looking for, which is the crossbore, so that when they install the gas and they're not sure where the sewer is and the gas line goes through the sewer, it can be a danger to the homeowner and to the community. Gas, obviously, will try to find the path of least resistance if there is a leak, so it can leak into your home or back into the sewer main, which is obviously an issue. So if we do find an impingement, or a crossbore, our first line of order is to call Nicor and make sure they come out immediately. They have a smell test that they do, and if there is no immediate leak found, then it is repaired within 48 hours. Next slide, please. This is kind of a wide view of the map. It's 223 services total. Next slide, please. Here is a better, more detailed version of the map, where you can see the thick black line is the new gas installation, and the dashed line is the older retired gas. So those will be the impacted areas we'll be working in. And next slide, please. This is just a kind of more detailed version of that map. There's 29 pages of it. I just put one on there. So it has been sent to the Public Works Department, and I have that available as well if anybody wants a copy of it through email. And that is the last slide, I believe, if anybody has any questions or concerns.
I do. So what can a resident expect to see?
We have big E450 box trucks that are white, and they have the big Vector Services logo across the side. In a perfect world, they'll never see us at their door, because if they don't, that means that we were able to clear from the sewer main without disturbing them. If we do need a door knock on the home, we leave a door tag. All of our employees have Vector Services on their hard hats and on their vests, as well as a Nicor issued badge.
Do you need to get access to homes at any time?
There are certain times, so we need to be able to inspect any of the sewer line that's potentially within conflict of the gas. So there are certain occasions where if there's a sewer access in the basement, we will knock on the door and ask for permission to come inside. But we will never, ever be forceful about it. We'll just try to explain our job the best of our ability to let them know, we're trying to provide this service and clear their property of any issues. Most people are pretty understanding, but there are certain people that do not want to give us access for one reason or another, and at that point, we'll kind of step back and then reassess the situation at a later date.
Yeah, I do know the area that you're highlighting for this work, there's a lot of seniors that are there. So I would hope that you, and if we can get this in the newspapers, if somebody comes knocking on your door and they have identification, do we have a slide of what the identification, or can we get a picture?
It was on one of the slides, yeah, either slide 4 or 5, but I can also give that an email as well, and we can provide the specific IDs for the gentleman that will be working in the area if that's needed.
Yeah, I just don't want, unfortunately, in the society we live in, people will prey on seniors. I don't want to see something bad happen during this time. And I would tell seniors that if there's a question that somebody's at your door, always call 911. You guys would have no problem waiting around for police to come out and just verify. But never let anyone into your house. Never let anyone into your house. And even with they don't have to let you in. They would have to feel comfortable. But I would tell you, with the things that you read that are happening around the area and how people are preying on seniors, I would caution heavily against it. And what's the percentage of times that you've ever had to go?
I'd say about 25% of the time.
25%.
Yeah. So if there's also situations where there's exterior access, like somebody's garden or in their front yard, that's ideal, because then we just say, hey, we're going to be in your yard for a few minutes, and then we're out of your way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you complete the work, typically what's the timetable of replacing? Because I know that there's sidewalks. I know that there's a lot of work on the parkways. What typically is the time frame?
So for this work that we're doing, all of the installation's already done. We're just doing the inspections. We're expecting this to be 30 to 45 days, and then we'll be out of the way. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, thanks for the presentations.
Yeah,
I've seen
absolutely.
your trucks around. Curious myself. Now I know why.
Yeah, feel free to swing by. We're welcome to visit.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bill, did we have a representative from Nicor here? Because this is just a third party. They're not actual Nicor, correct?
Alex, yes, that's correct. This is very similar to the contractor we've allowed prior in other projects. This is a great program. What they're doing is verifying that there is no crossbores, and we will have this up on the website, and also contact information for our residents on the website as well.
But the reason why I'm asking is there's been some concern about lack of follow-up from directly Nicor, not their contractor. Contractors have been good, and I know that in talking with you, getting my debrief, that there were some concerns among some things that are going on 95th Street, which we're not getting the attention that we should be getting. Can we get a meeting with Nicor on that?
Correct, Alex, you are right. I am working right now with our governmental rep. I'd like a little bit better response, and I'm going to get some paving handled on 95th between Cicero and Pulaski from a previous project that Nicor had installed last season. But I am working diligently to get that scheduled so we can have that meeting.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Public comments? We have any public comments, madam?
Mike Sutko.
Mike? Welcome.
Thank you.
Are you an Oak Lawn resident?
I am an old Oak Lawn resident, long time.
Sir?
Situation is that at the chamber meeting this earlier in the day, I was talking to Terry about a condition that I noticed regarding license plates. And the fact that we've just recently purchased license plate readers, and how much of a role they could play in identifying bad people. I was talking to Terry about how many license plates I've noticed where they've erased part of the plate, probably with acid or something else, so that they are undiscernible to the license plate reader. You may know about this, Chief. And when I was talking to Terry, he said, yeah, he noticed a lot of that when he's driving, but it's, of course, too difficult to try to get that number correct, the license plate, when you're driving. Well, let me tell you, I see a lot of it as a pedestrian, walking around, seeing the cars parked in parking lots, on the street. And my recommendation or my suggestion was to somehow enlist the people of Oak Lawn to assist in identifying these marred license plates and notifying someone, perhaps someone in your department or someone else in the village, with the fact that this has been found and this is the correct license plate number. When you take away all of the misapplied paint and stuff. So that was my thought, and Terry suggested I bring it to the meeting tonight, so that's what I'm doing. Now, if a citizen does identify that, Chief, is there someone in your department he should call or she should call to alert him? Say that? I didn't hear you.
If they wish to report a suspicious vehicle, they can just call 911.
911? All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Yes, I have seen these myself, okay, on the street, and it seems to me that a lot of them have shaded windows too, which adds to the suspicion. Chief, is it possible that you can do something at roll call and just ask your officers to be vigilant for that kind of violation? I'm sure there are, but they're out there, and some of the bad guys know that we have cameras and camouflage the plate get through town. But I wanted to add thing, Mike. No citizen should confront. You suggested that a pedestrian or somebody see that plate. Do not confront anybody. If in fact it's important to you, to dial the 911 and let the police department handle it. Please do not take it into your own hands. Thank you, Mike. All right, conflict of interest disclosures. Any trustee have any problems with anything on the agenda tonight? Hearing none, approval of the regular meeting minutes 2023-10 dated May 23rd, 2023. Motion, please.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Trustee Olejniczak?
Yes.
Trustee Mallo?
Yes.
Trustee Stalker?
Yes.
Trustee Soch?
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke?
Yes.
Motion passes. New business by village trustees. I'll start in District 6 tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I do have a report tonight. I want to congratulate the people at St. Catherine's Parish for the successful carnival that was held this past weekend over 5 days. Claire and Bill Henning and Kelly and Eric Withers are the chairs, the two families that run that carnival, supported by several committees, and they did an outstanding job. I was there all 5 nights. It was a great time, well attended. From that, I also want to thank the police department, Chief Vittorio. In communion with the parish, the police department went out and installed cameras on the building overlooking the entire site and had them tied to fuses. So the chief, I was texting him, and he was sitting at home looking at the carnival from his home, and when he's at work, everybody was able to see what was going on in real time with the carnival. And this year, out of 5 nights, we had 1 minor juvenile disturbance. That was it. They also installed temporary license plate readers on 2 of the streets leading in and out of the area, so that if there was any problems, they would have picked up the license plates. So the police department and Chief Vittorio, an outstanding job. Also, the fire department, they had to respond. We had a juvenile who had a seizure. They were there immediately, got to this juvenile, took care of him, and got him out of there. They were right on the spot. And an unusual one to talk about in the carnival, I was walking home at midnight on Thursday, and as I'm walking at 107th and Kedvale, there was a water main break. Water was gushing out. I text our Director of Public Works, Bill Meyer, at 12:15. He replies to me 5 minutes later at 20 after 12 and says, we're on it. By 1:30, they had a water department repair crew out there, which is Jeff Phillips and Glenn Host. That's their crew. I drove by at 8 in the morning, the water main was fixed, ready to go for the next day. So when they say it takes a village, well, the village of Oak Lawn really came through the residents, the communities, everybody that attended. There was nothing but compliments going around, and many of them were directed at Claire and her family and her committees, and we set a big example. I heard now today, I think Holy Redeemer is rescheduling something, maybe not their full carnival, but now that they saw what happened with our carnival, we went off without incident, and it's all about teamwork. I mean, to partner with the police department the way we did, the presence at the gate where you walked in, the police paddy wagon was sitting there, there was another police car, and there were 4 police officers. So as you're walking up to walk into the carnival, that's what you saw, right? And everything, it couldn't have gone any better. Is that fair to say, Claire?
Yes.
So that's it for my report, but there's so many people in this room that made this happen, and I just want to make sure everybody got their due credit, because it was much appreciated. It was a very successful carnival. Thank you.
Thank you, trustee. If I could just add, you know, it makes me proud, okay, to live in this village and to know that we coordinate and provide public service on an instant basis like that. We set the example, I think, for a lot of towns. You mentioned that Holy Redeemer may come back and do it after seeing us. Maybe we can send that message to other communities that have canceled their fests as a result of some of this disorderly acts that happen.
All eyes were on us. I was talking to somebody from St. Mike's in Orland, and everybody wants them to shut it down. And they're just beyond words, and they're like, look at this. I'm like, yeah, I said, this is it. This is the first carnival this summer. Everybody's watching it. I said, if you partner with your partners, there's no reason you can't do this. So.
Right. And we got St. Gerald coming up here, too, so we'll do the same thing there, too, right, trustee?
And we've been doing it every year.
I know, you set the standard. You set the standard before there ever was a problem. Okay, so.
But it's good that the parish and the community didn't back down, and kudos to everybody that was involved in it. It was a great event, because remember, that's for the families of the neighborhood and the people from the neighborhood, and typically when issues happen, it's from people who are not from the neighborhood. So
Yes.
kudos, good job.
Good job. Okay, District 5?
I don't have an independent report, but I'd just like to say that I've been a trustee for 8 years. The Public Works, Police, and Fire Department were dynamite then. They seem to be getting better every year, gentlemen. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, obviously Ralph does, and I just want to say thanks for the nice report, Ralph. Thank you.
Thank you, trustee. District 4?
Thank you, Mayor. No new business.
Okay, and we'll move on to District 3?
Thank you, Mayor. I just have a couple things here in regards to the events. We're off to a bad start with our concert since we had the rain on Sunday. We were unfortunately had to cancel that, but we will look to reschedule, so keep your eye open for any of the social media or our website to be able to find out when that's going to be rescheduled. Second item is our July 4th parade will be held on July 1st. It's down 95th Street. If there's any interested parties in being in that parade, local communities, church groups, anybody that looks to walk in those parades, we're looking for anybody new, because we do have the NASCAR event that's going on in the city of Chicago, and unfortunately, the Bulls, the Blackhawks, the Cubs, the White Sox are all going to be kind of at that event. So that's where we're at right now. But if there is any local communities, organizations that want to walk in it, we're looking for them. So.
Thank you, and I understand it starts at 4 PM this year?
4 p.m., yes, and it's going to be down 95th Street from Northwestern College, and it's going to go all the way to Primos, I think is where we end.
Beautiful, I look forward to that. That's a great event every year. District 2?
Yeah, got a couple of things to update residents on. Construction project, Southwest Highway in Cicero. Bill, we're pretty much finishing up on that, and then we started up on 95th and Southwest Highway, correct?
Correct, Alex, yes. We, 95th and Southwest Highway, we just started. We're on schedule. The plan is to complete all the construction and work by the end of August, and then have that cleaned up by the end of September. We've coordinated heavily with the schools, condos, and residents and businesses in the area, so they're very up-to-date as to where we're at with things, and we have a good line of communication. Right now, we are close to wrapping up at Cicero and Southwest Highway. The east side of Cicero is all complete, other than just some chlorination and some tidy work. The west side, we finished installing our distribution main and are in the process of pouring concrete. Once that's complete, we obviously have to still resurface, and that'll also include the intersection at Southwest Highway and Central, and then moving on to the 95th and Southwest Highway location for a final resurfacing.
Excellent. And the removal of temporary lights will happen in concert with that?
Correct. Yeah, there's temporary signals up at all three of the locations currently. That's a state requirement. We will have all those lights down and back to their correct standards by the end of August, early September.
Okay. And since I've got you here, I see we're in phase 1 of this year's street restructuring and infrastructure program.
That is correct. We very proud that we got started early this year with your all support, and we will be finishing up our major paving and all our major construction before the end of September. So I'm very excited that we are moving quickly, and there's been no delays, and we are on schedule right now.
All right. And then, again, I hate to put you on it, but I'm getting hit with a lot of infrastructure. ComEd seems to have lost a focus on some of the issues in the village of Oak Lawn. Can we set up a meeting with them? Because I know within the recent 3-4 weeks, and just as recently as today, I know, Tom, you also got an email from a concerned citizen on a vegetation program that 10 years ago a neighborhood got hit heavy with storm damage. ComEd committed to an aggressive vegetation infrastructure improvement. And judging from the pictures, which I'll send you, Bill, they haven't done anything in this area. And what the resident is concerned with is ComEd will tell you that when storms come in, trees and branches going into the electricity tends to cause outages. And he tried himself to get ComEd involved. He has not received any calls on that. So I would hope that we can intercede and get them back out here to refocus. I have not seen ComEd in the village doing any type of tree trimming. Have they notified us of any tree trimming or any infrastructure?
No tree trimming to our knowledge, but I will definitely reach out to our governmental rep and set up a meeting and where we can sit down and talk with them. Please send me the location as well, and I'd be happy to direct their attention to it.
Excellent. Public safety, I just wanted to congratulate our police department. Chief, you guys have implemented a lot of use of technology. It's working smarter instead of harder, taking information to be able to stop crime before it actually happens. I know in the Oak Lawn Matters, which I will tell you, the village staff did a tremendous job, Tom, the group at the village, getting this Oak Lawn Matters out, and I believe most residents should have it in their mailbox or at their house right now.
Yes.
So there's a lot of good information in there, but I'm looking at the use of technology by our police department and talking about the license plate readers. And I will tell you, looking at the reports from what Flock has helped us prevent and also helped us solve, you've had Flock in use for just about a year now? I'm sorry?
Just under a year.
Yeah, and I can only tell you that when you first came to the board and asked for the investment for it and explained to us what you would expected for results, I think you undersold it, because I see report after report, situation after situation, that Flock has helped our police continue to make the village of Oak Lawn safe. And by the way, it's also set the precedent that if you are a criminal and you want to violate laws in the village of Oak Lawn, there's a high percentage, a high likelihood, not only will you get caught, but you will get prosecuted. And I think that is a great statement going out there, and especially now that we're hearing that people are now doing things to their license plates to make it difficult to read. But you want to explain a little bit where we're at? Because I know we didn't get all of the Flock cameras installed. We still have more going up.
Yeah, so where we're at now, all of the cameras that were scheduled to be installed on village parkways, village property, or private property where we got waivers, those have all been installed. So that's about, I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but I believe I want to say it's around 30. We are still waiting for about 10 that were scheduled to go through IDOT. We recently just had our status changed from pending to being processed. So the state moves very slowly, but it was an upgrade. So we're hoping to have those, we're at the whim of the state, however long it takes to get those. Those we're hoping by the end of the year. There are 3 that were scheduled to go up on county roads. Unfortunately, at this time, county does not even have a process for. So we've contacted them. We've told them these are the locations we want to put them at. At this time, nowhere in Cook County can you put up a license plate reader. So those 3 have been temporarily diverted to other locations in the village where the village manager authorized a waiver to be put on village property. So 10 should be up. The remaining 10 for the state, we're hoping by the end of the year, if not early next year. The 3 that we had slated for the county, they may never go up depending on what the county does, but we have the 3 that were scheduled to go up on county roads, we've diverted to other areas in town.
Okay, thank you. And then just finally on Oak Lawn Matters, the Music Fest has a complete lineup, and I know, Paul, you and the Special Events Committee do a lot of work to make that happen. Yeah, it is happy. It's a good time. But there's a lot of meetings that go on behind the scenes, and a lot of discussion that goes into it. So I appreciate all the work that you have done with that, and then also with sticking with our 4th of July parade and actually expanding it down further and using the whole 95th Street to get the whole business area in there. So nice job with that, and I appreciate all the work that you guys have done with. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Henry. Village Manager's report.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I'd like to follow on what Trustee Olejniczak was referencing about the Oklahoma Matters newsletter. Over the years, we endeavored to get that newsletter out at least twice a year. Sometimes we failed, but most often we were successful. And we used to use what was called all postal patrons, which by its name would make you believe that everybody in the village would get it, but, and I don't want to disparage the post office, when there was no name or specific address, we found from polling people that large percentage of people weren't getting them. So we've recently switched to our water billing data, which is more, hopefully more accurate, but there are a lot of addresses that need work or that somebody who owns the property might rent it. So if you haven't received the newsletter yet, it should have hit mailboxes yesterday and today. Please let us know, because we'd like to know if there are areas of concern where we're not getting delivery. The percentage of deliveries improved dramatically. Even our mail house said the post office thinks it's a better idea to use specific addresses. Trustee Olejniczak referenced a couple of items in the newsletter. There's a lot of good information about summertime frequently asked questions. Our new website is now active. Many people have asked over the years, and we did upgrade our website. It's far more interactive, easier to use. The search function, I'm told, is a little sketchy right now, but it's being fixed. Another item in there is, or pertains to our business licensing. For those in the business community, last year, the village board gave our businesses an amnesty, which saved our businesses somewhere about $600,000. This year, beginning next month, we're going to have a new business licensing system and structure that our goal is to make it more fair, easier to understand, and where possible, less costly before, because this board is committed to investing in our business community, because we rely upon our business community for retail tax dollars, jobs, and the like. So again, it's a good newsletter. There's a lot of information. We get a lot of positive feedback from the summer edition because it has a lot of answers to people's frequently asked questions, in addition to safety issues, flooding issues. So please, if you get it, take the time to read it. We'd appreciate your feedback. And if you haven't received it, please reach out to the village, any of our numbers or emails, and let us know. That's all I have.
Thank you, Tom, and I do believe that if you haven't received it, it is available at the front desk. You can stop in and pick up a copy.
Yes, we have extra copies at the front desk.
Yeah, thank you.
Take this off.
All right, we move on to consent agenda. Please bear with me. It's rather lengthy today. All items on the consent agenda are routine and have been brought forward at the direction of the Board of Trustees, village manager, or village committees, and will be enacted with one motion. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. A, request Board of Trustees approval and direction to the Fire and Police Commission to hire one police patrol officer from the current eligibility list due to a resignation. B, request Board of Trustees approval and direction to the Fire and Police Commission to promote 1 battalion chief, 2 captains, 2 lieutenants, and 3 engineers from the current eligibility list due to retirement. C, request Board of Trustees approval and direction to the Fire and Police Commission to hire 5 new firefighter paramedics from the current eligibility list due to 3 retirements and 2 resignations. D, request Board of Trustees approval of the Zoning and Planning Commission referral 7-0 for a special use permit for residential use and an 83.33% parking variation in the C2 zoning district located at 9724 Southwest Highway. And E is ordinance 231134 authorizing that special use permit. F, request Board of Trustees approval of the Zoning and Planning Commission's referral to amend the zoning ordinance pertaining to the exterior wall construction in the Village of Oak Lawn. And G, ordinance 231135 is an ordinance amending Section 433 of the Oak Lawn zoning ordinance relative to that exterior wall construction. H, ordinance 2311-36, an ordinance amending certain provisions of the Oak Lawn Village Code pertaining to compensation for members of the resident committees. I, ordinance 2311-37, an ordinance authorizing the execution of a property purchase and sale contract and authorizing the purchase by the village of real property located at 6210 West 95th Street. J, Resolution 231134, a resolution waiving competitive bidding and approving the purchase of 3 new 2023 Ford Interceptors from Mallo Brothers Ford Incorporated for a total price not to exceed $127,605. K, Resolution 231135, a resolution appointing members to the Appeals Board, the Arts Events, Liquor Licensing Review, Police and Fire, Traffic Safety, and Zoning and Planning Committees in the Village of Oak Lawn. L, Resolution 2311-36, a resolution approving and authorizing execution of a temporary construction and permanent utility easement agreement with the Village of Orland Park as part of the Regional Water Improvement Project, and that's at 8900 Thistlewood Lane in Orland Park. M, Resolution 2311-37, a resolution approving and authorizing execution of a temporary construction and permanent utility easement agreement with the Village of Orland Park as part of the Regional Water System Improvement Project, and that's at 15300 80th Avenue, 15401 through 15403 82nd Avenue, Orland Park. And Resolution 231138, a resolution approving and authorizing execution of a temporary construction and permanent utility easement with the Village of Orland Park as part of the Regional Water System Improvement Project. That's 10550 Bobolink Road in Orland Park. O, Resolution 231139, a resolution approving and authorizing the execution of temporary construction and permanent utility easements with the Village of Orland Park as part of the Regional Water Improvement Project at 15500 Wheeler Drive in Orland Park. P, Resolution 231140, a resolution approving and authorizing the execution of a temporary construction and permanent utility easement agreement with 15657 Building LLC as part of the Regional Water Improvement System, and that's at 15657 South 70th Court, Orland Park. Q, Resolution 231141, a resolution approving a contract with Davis Concrete Construction Company to perform the 2023 concrete repair program services. R, Resolution 231142, a resolution approving a contract with Christopher B. Burke Engineering Ltd. for engineering, construction, and management services for the transmission main bid package number 7B, that's a IEPA loan number L175530 for the Regional Water System Improvement Program. And S, Resolution 231143, a resolution approving an amended and restated business develop agreement by the Village of Oak Lawn with Berman Auto, Oak Lawn Auto, INC. T, Resolution 231144, resolution accepting conveyance of an 8-foot by 108-foot parcel located near Lakeshore Park from the Oak Lawn Park District. And U, Resolution 2311, a resolution approving the Regional Water Service Advisor Agreement with Spats Engineering and Services. Motion, please.
Motion to approve.
A second.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, we'd like to take off H.
You want to remove H? Okay. Okay, well, we have a motion and a second. We're calling for a vote on everything except for H. Roll call, please.
Trustee Olejniczak.
Yes.
Trustee Mallo.
Yes.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Soch.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
And H is ordinance 231136, an ordinance amending certain provisions of the Oak Lawn Village Code pertaining to compensation of members of the resident committees. Motion?
Motion to postpone.
Second?
Second.
Roll call?
Trustee Olejniczak.
Yes.
Trustee Mallo.
Yes.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Soch.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Motion approved. 13 is the village clerk's report.
We have disbursement resolution number 2023-11D dated June 13th, 2023, in the amount of $10,667,482.06.
Motion to pay the bills.
Second?
Second.
Roll call?
Trustee Olejniczak.
Yes.
Trustee Mallo.
Yes.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Soch.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Motion passes. Anything else, Madam Clerk?
That's all.
Okay, we move on to the village president's report. Counselor, as I understand, I have to take each one of these individually?
Yes.
Okay, okay. A is a request Board of Trustees approval of the Liquor Licensing Review Commission's referral 6-0 to approve a Class HV liquor license to AOK Restaurant Incorporated, doing business as Blueberry Hill at 5769 West 95th Street. Motion, please.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Trustee Olejniczak.
Yes.
Trustee Mallo.
Yes.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Soch.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Motion passes. Just a comment, it's been a long time coming, but I'm told that they're planning on opening up on the 4th of July. Hopefully, they can live up to that expectation, because they were supposed to be opening up January 1st. But they're working hard. It's going to be a nice place.
Is there anyone from the restaurant here?
Is anybody here from the restaurant? Nobody's here. Thank you.
We're looking for you to open. We need you.
Okay. Ordinance 231138, an ordinance decreasing the number of Class FV liquor license by one and simultaneously authorizing the issuance of a new Class HV liquor license by the Village of Oak Lawn due to a change in ownership. The new owner, again, is at the Blueberry Hill. Motion, please.
Motion approved.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Trustee Olejniczak.
Yes.
Trustee Mallo.
Yes.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Soch.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Motion approved. D is, C, a request Board of Trustees approval of the Liquor Licensing Review Commission's referral 6-0 to approve a Class IV liquor license to La Cocina del Mama at 5721 West 95th Street. Motion, please.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Trustee Olejniczak.
Yes.
Trustee Mallo.
Yes.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Soch.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Motion passes. And ordinance 231139, an ordinance authorizing the issuance of a new Class IV liquor license by the Village of Oak Lawn to La Cocina del Mama Restaurant. Motion, please.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Trustee Olejniczak.
Yes.
Trustee Mallo.
Yes.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Soch.
Yes.
Trustee
Somebody
Pembroke.
here from that restaurant? Would you like to step up to the microphone and give yourself a little plug on your restaurant?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good.
Well, yeah, we're actually very excited. My family and I were starting our first business by ourselves. My family has been in business for several years. We're excited that we're bringing a completely different concept than everybody else. We are not only bringing a regular traditional taco stand, we're bringing an upscale restaurant to the city or to the village. You know, we're bringing a little bit of class. We're bringing a little more an upscale. We don't want anything low. We want to do something more classy than everybody else. We're excited. We're actually been working on it. It's coming out better than we expected, which is, it's a plus for ourselves. We're very happy to be in the village.
Good, and your location will be where the old Frankie beef's
Yes,
at.
we're taking over the old Frankie in Oakland, right on 90.
Yeah, he had 35 years, and you
Yeah.
were, as I understand, you were an employee of...
I actually worked for Vince Santoro, the owner of Frankie's, for 16 years. I've been managing his restaurant for approximately 5 to 6 years.
So you're well experienced at that.
I've been in the business since I was 15 years old. I'm in the business. It's been 30 years.
I'm looking forward to cutting the ribbon for your new business.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
very, very much.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Question for you.
Yes.
What's your signature dish going to be?
Well, my signature dish actually is my grandmother's recipe. She's 98 years old. This recipe has been around for at least 70 years. It's a skirt steak. Okay, it's actually covered with a special sauce. It's made with chile de árbol. It's a certain type of pepper that we use. It's also fresh. We're gonna make our beans and everything from scratch and serve with rice. Let me tell you, it's phenomenal. Every time I talk about it, I get hungry.
Got me hungry.
I'm always
I
hungry.
want one.
When do you open?
We're actually planning an opening on June 30th,
June 30th?
if possible.
Okay, and will you have margaritas?
Yes, made from scratch from fresh fruit.
Great.
I'll be there.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Congratulations.
And thank you.
All right, E is request Board of Trustees approval for liquor licensing review commission's referral 6-0 to approve a Class HV liquor license to ASVT LLC doing business as Oaklawn Diner at 4002 West 111th Street in Oaklawn. Motion, please.
Motion.
Second.
Second. Roll call.
Trustee Olejniczak.
Yes.
Trustee Mallo.
Yes.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Soch.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Okay, and F is ordinance 231140, an ordinance authorizing the issuance of a new HV class liquor license by the Village of Oaklawn. Motion, please.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Trustee Olejniczak.
Yes.
Trustee Mallo.
Yes.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Soch.
Yes.
I see we have representatives from that new business. Yes. It's an old business, but new ownership. You want to step up and promote your business?
So I go there for breakfast and I go there for dinner, right?
See, it's a win-win, right?
Yeah.
Good evening. I recently just purchased Niko's Breakfast Club, changing everything up, giving it a new modernization, changing it to a modern farmhouse. I wanted to add in mimosas, Bloody Marys, beer, and keeping the home vibe, so it's comfortable for everyone. My family's been in the business for over 50 years. My father had restaurants downtown. I born and raised in Oak Lawn, got the opportunity to make a move in Oak Lawn, and here I am.
And if I could tell you, I've dined at your place, excellent breakfast, thanks a
Thank you very
lot.
much.
Now, are you going to modify hours when you start, or what's your plans?
Hopefully, yes, to pull in more of a dinner crowd too.
Okay.
And they've been asking for it, so
Okay,
I see it when I'm closing at 2 o'clock and people are already coming up to the door for longer hours.
okay, well, you got a very tight parking situation over there. I wish you the best. Okay, first come, first serve, I guess, is the name of the game.
Yes, it is.
Okay, well, thank you very, very much.
Good luck.
Really good gravy.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, Okay, G, request Board of Trustees approval of liquor license review commissioner's referral 6-0 to approve a Class BV liquor license to Aruda Oaklawn Incorporated, doing business as Oaklawn Wine and Spirits at 10329 Central Avenue. Motion, please.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Trustee Olejniczak.
Yes.
Trustee Mallo.
Yes.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Soch.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Motion passes. And H, ordinance 231141, an ordinance decreasing the number of Class B liquor license by one and simultaneously authorizing the issuance of a new Class BV liquor license by the Village of Oaklawn due to a change in ownership and the addition of video gaming. The new owner is Aruda Oaklawn, doing business as Oaklawn Wine and Spirits. Motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Trustee Olejniczak.
Yes.
Trustee Mallo.
Yes.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Soch.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
And I, as a request Board of Trustees approval of the Liquor Licensing Review Commission referral 6-0 for a tobacco license for Signature Tobacco Group doing business due to a change in ownership at 9914 Southwest Highway. Motion, please.
Motion approved. Second.
Second. Roll call.
Trustee Olejniczak.
Yes.
Trustee Mallo.
Yes.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Soch.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
And J is ordinance 231142, an ordinance authorizing the issuance of a tobacco license by the Village of Oaklawn due to change of ownership for that Signature Tobacco Group at 9914 Southwest Highway. Motion, please.
Motion approved.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Trustee Olejniczak.
Yes.
Trustee Mallo.
Yes.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Soch.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Motion passes. And I'd just like to comment on these tobacco licenses. This Board of Trustees has indicated to me as the mayor that we are satisfied with 12 tobacco shops in the Village of Oaklawn, and we are not really interested in authorizing any new tobacco shops. I do get requests from time to time at this committee, made up of 6 citizens for these things, and we have rejected them at that point, and they don't show up on the agenda. This was a transfer of ownership for an existing business in Oaklawn, and we support that. We all want them to be successful, but we don't need tobacco on every corner either. Okay, I will now go on to 15, motion for executive session.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Roll call?
Trustee Olejniczak.
Yes.
Trustee Mallo.
Yes.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Soch.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Motion passes. That completes our public forum. We go into executive session to discuss release of minutes. Coming out.